Welcome to NFL Live. Diving quickly into the busy timeline of the day. At 10 o'clock this morning, the Seahawks say they have strong interest in Ndamukong Suh. Adam will keep you updated as that story continues to develop. And at 11:33, Shefty also reporting the Raiders are nearing a deal with Jordy Nelson. John Gruden adding another weapon for his quarterback, Derek Carr. And at around noon, Dolphins center Mike Pouncey has requested his release. Miami expected to grant it today. Adam Gase unloading in Miami. We'll dive into that. Plus, coming up, Josh Rosen's Pro Day happening right now. We'll take you there live. Matt Hasselbeck is on site. And Kirk Cousins is in the house. He's arrived in Minnesota, getting set for his press conference. We'll have a live report and keep you updated as soon as he's available.
This just in to SportsCenter. Adam Schefter reporting.
Who's been all over this news today. Team no sleep. He's got the phone handy. Busy day.
Case Keenum does intend to sign with the Broncos.
Andrew Norwell sets the market for interior offensive linemen here.
Allen Robinson is headed to Chicago.
Sammy Watkins going to the Chiefs.
Drew Brees has a 2-year, $50 million deal done with the New Orleans Saints.
Kirk Cousins plans to sign with the Minnesota Vikings.
Go on 20 minutes. Stuff's happening. What's going on?
The Arizona Cardinals intend to sign Sam Bradford.
Former Patriots cornerback Malcolm Butler intends to sign with the Titans.
Some big news out of Green Bay. Gone is Nelson. In his tight end Jimmy Graham.
Tremaine Johnson will get big money in the big city.
Teddy Bridgewater reportedly planning to sign a 1-year deal with the Jets.
The moves are rolling right now.
Dion Lewis moves on and now becomes a Tennessee Titan.
And Cleveland Browns are expected to reach an agreement with Carlos Hyde.
Nate Solder going to be the blindside protector for Eli Manning and company.
The Arizona Cardinals announcing that the Honey Badger has been handed his walking papers.
Ndamukong Suh released by the Dolphins.
Muhammad Wilkerson goes to the Green Bay Packers.
But Tom Savage is going to the New Orleans Saints.
A.J. McCarron joins the transaction list, headed to Buffalo, 2-year deal.
So you, what, about 45 seconds, 60 seconds when the phone
maybe
overtime?
sooner than that.
And so it is. Free agency is in full swing. Wendy Nix, Adam Schefter, Chris Mortensen, and Teddy Bruschi. We will go right ahead and start in the Bay Area, where it appears Jordy Nelson will not be without a team for very long. The Raiders apparently currently trying to finalize a deal for their former Packers wide receiver, who remains in Oakland in an effort to get the deal done. Adam Schefter, what can you tell us? But before you do, Jordy Nelson, a fixture in Green Bay. He and Antonio Brown, the only players with 10 games of 100 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns since 2011. He ranks in the top 5 of all the main receiving categories in Packers history, but 2017 was tough. His fewest receiving yards since 2009 had just 6 touchdown catches. And now, Adam Schefter, what's the latest?
Jordy Nelson is in Oakland right now, Wendy, and they are trying to put the finishing touches on a deal that would keep him in Oakland and prevent him from going to Seattle, which he is scheduled to visit next, a visit with the Seahawks. Now, if they can get this done, it will be familiar, it will be comfortable, it will be what the Raiders want, and it sounds like it's what Jordy Nelson wants. Reggie McKenzie is there. He worked in Green Bay. Other connections in Green Bay. Jordy Nelson would like to be there working for John Gruden, the Raiders head coach. They are close on a deal. We'll see if they can get those last finishing touches on it, and that would be a big acquisition for the Oakland Raiders.
And think about this. If he's added, who goes? Michael Crabtree is the guy who would be expected to go. Now, he is one of Derek Carr's favorite receivers. So it's basically John Gruden says, I'm in charge of this team, not Derek Carr.
I would think Jordy Nelson would then become one of Carr's favorite receivers. It's just as who he is. I mean, those play action, deep shots from the middle of the field, 50 yards down the field from Aaron Rodgers, and seeing Jordy Nelson separate from that defensive back. Is that still there in him? I don't know. I don't know if he's got that separation speed post-injury, but still, when you get older as a veteran player, you find ways to get open still. And these type of receivers, like I know Jordy is also, will find a way to get open. He just does it. He won't have the speed, but he'll still be productive in Oakland.
Crafty, I like that. And it is what I think of when I think of Jordy Nelson. Adam will keep us updated as this potential deal gets done. I want to go to Dallas now and ask you about Dez Bryant. We've talked so much about free agents. We're talking about the draft. There's players out there who will want new deals, some of whom will stay with their current team. What are you hearing about the Cowboys and Dez Bryant?
We've had a lot of talk about Dez Bryant this offseason. Will he have to take a pay cut? Will he have to restructure his deal? He's scheduled to make $12.5 million, counts 16.5 against the cap. Jerry Jones at the scouting combine says, Dez will be on the team. There are people in the organization who either believe he's got to take a significant pay cut, significant restructuring, or even do you just cut him? Well, Jerry Jones won't allow that to happen, but they are set to meet with Dez in the very near future, if not today, sometime this week or early next week. They have some things they'd like to get done with their roster, including they have to do Zach Martin's contract and a few others.
There comes a time in a player's career. At some point, you got to realize and see the writing on the wall. I mean, Dez Bryant, I think, to stay with the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, you take a pay cut. I mean, this type of production, I mean, that type of cap number, you need to realize it's going to be hard for them to keep you. So if you want to stay on the team that's had you from the beginning, I bring up terms like loyalty. I bring up terms like doing what's best for the team. That's just me. I know this is a wide receiver, and you want to get paid what you're worth. But sometimes I can almost see that Dallas Cowboy team as being a potential of doing something great, even with Dez Bryant. I mean, take the pay cut, do what's best for your team, continue and have that star on your helmet.
Listen, the production hasn't matched the salary, but the other issue really is that DeMarco Lawrence is getting $17 million on the franchise tag. Even that is something that's eating up cap space, and they need to improve their roster because obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are what? They're the defending Super Bowl champions, and they're in your division.
And you know what? It looks like they may have gotten even better or stayed strong for sure. Bryant's 73 touchdown catches, by the way, the most in Cowboys history. He's also top 5 in catches and receiving yards. Let's go to Miami, where Dolphin center Mike Pouncey has requested his release. Miami expected to grant it as early as today, perhaps. Pouncey will join Ndamukong Suh, Jarvis Landry, Lawrence Timmons, and Julius Thomas as veterans who were either released or traded this offseason. And as you take a look, again, look at this list. We've talked about a culture change in Miami. We also talked quite a bit yesterday about all the noise and all the chaos may be a strong word, but all the movement there by the Dolphins, Mort. And as you heard Bill Polian say yesterday, I mean, it needs to quiet down. This would appear to be an effort in that direction, I guess.
I think a couple of these have caught us off guard a little bit. Adam broke the news on Pouncey, but Pouncey did talk to Joe Shad of the Palm Beach Post, and he told Shad that the team asked him to take a pay cut. Now think about this: they have about $25 million in cap space. Pouncey is only making $7 million. I say only for a Pro Bowl center. That's not bad. So it tells me they knew what the answer was going to be if they asked them to take a severe pay cut, right?
Right, that's the way it goes sometimes. They know you're not going to say yes, but they still ask because they try to give you that much of a chance, but you know you're not going to say yes, so you're out of there. But you see those defections like you're talking about, Wendy. Do they have a plan to see who replaces that type of veteran presence, or was it the wrong type of leadership that you wanted? Do you want a different type of leadership, or who's going to deliver you that different type of leadership? Do you have those type of players? Because sometimes potential leaders that are younger players, they get squashed. They get squashed because they see these veteran players that are doing things their way, and they defer. They defer to the way it is.
Even if it's the wrong way, I guess.
Even if it's the wrong way, yes, because that's the powers that be in the locker room. So you say, that's the way it goes. I'll do my job. But so you have to still be willing to, I'm going to step up now, and now I'm going to do it the right way. Do they have any players like that?
And what's interesting about Pouncey is the offensive line has been identified as an area of need. And even though he's had hip problems, and he's not the Pro Bowl caliber player maybe that he was, he's still a good player at an area of need, that offensive line.
Adam, we started the show by indicating Seattle had interest in Ndamukong Suh. What's the likelihood he lands there?
Well, Ndamukong Suh spoke to Jordan Schultz, and he told him that he has an interest in the Seahawks, that he and Pete Carroll have been talking, and the Seahawks could lose Sheldon Richardson, who is beginning his visits here fairly soon. And so once that happens, then Suh would be a logical fit in Seattle. We'll see if they could get that deal done, but there's some interest there. I think there'll be interest from other places. I don't think anything is close. I don't think anything is imminent, but this could happen at some point here in the next few days.
Again, Ndamukong Suh, a free agent after he was released by the Dolphins. Perhaps Seattle will continue to monitor that. Malcolm Butler, meanwhile, taking his talents to the Tennessee Titans, but he opened up just a bit about the reason he was benched in Super Bowl 52. He didn't play a single defensive snap. Also, Kirk Cousins arrived in Minnesota yesterday. We have a report from Minneapolis when we come back. And there he is, the man of the hour.
NFL Live, brought to you by Kayak. Search One and Done.